What if I told you you had to be a certain height to use this iPad? Hey guys, my name is Ed Choi. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. In my channel, I talk about everything to do with the office. And today we're talking about height adjustability, specifically height adjustable carts and wall mounts for interactive displays, which is like a giant iPad. Behind me is a mock-up of an interactive display. It is actually an 86-inch display. Consider it like a giant iPad. So these are used a lot in classrooms, in corporate boardrooms, anywhere where people want to interact with the screen. The challenge though is that we tend to mount these at a specific height. All right, so here's the case in point. This 86-inch display is mounted 32 inches off the floor, and I can barely touch it. I have my friend over here, Trevor, who's going to be walking into the frame. My friend Trevor is vertically challenged upwards, and he can touch it. Now, this is good for Trevor, not so good for me. I'm the one that paid for the display, yet I can't reach it. This is where height adjustability really comes into play. Trevor, if you want to lower the cart to my height, please. With a touch of a button, this cart now allows me to interact with the top portion of the screen, which is really important. For example, if I was the Chief Technology Officer and I invested in this panel, you'd probably want me to interact with the panel. Or likewise, if I was a teacher coming into a classroom and you have this beautiful display mounted to your wall, you'd probably want that teacher to have access to that display. So this is why having height adjustability is so important, regardless if you're using this for students or in a corporate setting. When you have guests coming in, you want to make sure that the display is accessible. So now that Trevor lowered the unit so that I could comfortably use it, now the challenge is back in Trevor's hands. Trevor, if you were to touch the bottom part of the screen, if you did that for a while, how would you feel?
Sore, absolutely sore.
So for Trevor, we'd probably want to raise it a little bit more. Picture this, I'm in a classroom, I'm teaching one segment of the class, I'm going to lower it to my own height. Now Trevor comes in as the second class and he's teaching it. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable for him to work at such a low height. So for Trevor, you probably want to raise it a little bit higher, right? So what would be your comfortable height, Trevor? This is probably the comfortable height now for Trevor. He can now access the top and the bottom without bending over. When we talk about height adjustability, it's not just for students or for little kids running around and using them. It's really for adults as well. And this is something that we kind of forget about when we're talking about height adjustable carts and wall mounts. The other thing too is if we had somebody come in a wheelchair, there's no way they'd be able to access that. For that, we definitely would want to lower the whole unit so somebody in a wheelchair can wheel up to it and actually maximize the whole display. What you really want to look for is an electric height adjustable cart. Why? Because it's super easy to use. It's just one button. Other types of height adjustable carts can be pin adjust or manual, and all those are great if you want to set it and forget it. So when it comes to dynamic rooms like classrooms or boardrooms, you want to make sure that it's really easy to adjust. You don't want the users trying to figure out how to pin adjust their cart to lower it or to raise it, because it usually requires two people. With an electric height adjustable cart or wall mount for that matter, it makes it super easy. With a touch of a button, you could raise and lower the whole unit in one shot. So for more information, check out proliftstand.com, where you can find more information about height adjustable carts and wall mounts. Thanks. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up and please consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys next time.